Welcome to the Mindset RX podcast, a show for functional athletes who want to gain the champ's mindset. My name is Tom Foxley and I'm the founder and the head coach of Mindset RX. Today I want to talk to you about 4 massive myths in the mindset world, and they've kind of found their way from all kinds of routes in kind of non-founded practices somehow into the CrossFit world. And as always, there's some truth at the heart of them, but the way they are presented is false. And I don't want you guys to fall for them, because I know it's an important thing for you guys to hear this. It's like because otherwise you, like I did, will fall for them. Because I used to think I was working on my mindset for ages. I used to think I was becoming mentally tough. I used to think I was I used to think I was like this mindset guy, but in truth I wasn't. I was pretending I was. I had this falsity amongst me, or amongst me is the right way to say it. It was essentially what I call spiritual bypassing. I was thinking I was doing work, but I wasn't doing work. I was thinking I was making mindset progress, where in fact I was just covering shit up and not properly addressing it. And the first thing that happens here, the first thing I want to talk about is like this positivity / gratitude movement. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being grateful. Like, be grateful for shit, because life is amazing. But being grateful isn't changing your mindset. And what's more is being grateful doesn't actually change your mindset. So there's no practical benefit here. Whether we're talking neuroscientifically, whether we're talking spiritually, being grateful here, yes, whilst it feels nice, eventually wears off, because it doesn't change the physical structures of your brain, like reminding yourself of what you've actually done. Now, this is a big difference. Gratitude is saying, yeah, I appreciate having this. And the AMWAP that we perform, as many wins as possible, is saying, what moved the needle forwards? What did I do that improved my situation today? Or what did I feel that felt great? Like that's a huge difference, because one is appreciating external factors, the other is appreciating yourself. And that's key. As an athlete, you need to learn to appreciate yourself. So go on with gratitude and welcome an AMWAP. The other thing is that the second one of these myths is you either know mindset work or you don't. Or a better way of putting that is you either have a great mindset or you can't. Basically, you are who you are and there's no changing it. And that's obviously bollocks. I can tell you that from myself. Like, I have had multiple different mindsets in my time. Luckily, they're trending up. They're trending towards who I want to be. But, well, it's not lucky even. It's because I've been doing the mindset work. But let me tell you, there is no fixed you. There is the you that changes who you are, and that's important, but you can change who you are. You can change the mental state you have, and that's so empowering and important, that for someone to say mindset's this thing that some people have and some people don't have is a complete lie. And I'll prove it to you with everyone who's been through the Inner Athlete Performance Camp and said, look, I'm going to do the work, because they changed their mindset over the 10 weeks or the 12 weeks. And not just the Inner Athlete Performance Camp, of course, good mindset coaches change people's mindsets, and that's so key to see. The third one, however, is kind of the opposite of that. The other people say, just change your mind. Just change it. Just do it now. Just change how you feel. And you can't do that. Like, you're feeling a certain way. You've got a chemical reaction happening in your brain, a physical chemical reaction happening in your brain, your body. You're not just going to change it like that. You can't just change it. You can't stop being a pussy in the way that they say things. Like, there is no that. There is, okay, I'm going to work on changing my mindset. It takes time. You have to train it. It's like you don't walk up to a 100-kilo barbell and snatch it if you've never snatched before. It takes time. You've got to adapt. You've got to go through a physiological adaptation and grow from there. That is, like, you've got to change your mindset and you've got to train it, in other words. Like, it's not easy to train either. It's hard. It takes time. It takes awareness, and it's confrontational, self-confrontational, turning that light on. And the last thing, is that you'll find your own way. And this isn't so much a myth, because I think people, if they're aware enough, do find their own way. But it's false in some way, because what we actually need to know is, yes, there is a system. There are things you have to do. There are principles that you need to adhere to. And I want you to go out and find them. Like, you can find them through me, but I'd much rather you found them out. Like, I'd much rather, like, if it's a choice between changing your mindset through any other means, or deciding not to work with me and still change your mindset, I would much rather you changed your mindset working through someone else, as opposed to not changing your mindset. Like, there's systems to it, there's principles to it, and if you're following the principles, you get change. And if you change your mindset, you change the results. It's that simple. Like, if you change the way you feel, you change the way you think, you change what you believe, you change the outcome. And that's why it's all about releasing yourself from these roadblocks, because there are actually very few roadblocks if you release them. There are plenty of opportunities, but very few roadblocks in reality. So if you enjoy the show, please share it. Let me know on social media, because that's always nice when one or two of you reach out to me and say thank you. Let me know on social media, share it through iTunes and all that kind of good stuff. But thank you for listening to the show most of all, and I'll speak to you all very soon.